I made a face cam video in a minute. All recent videos have just been commentary. But anyways, how to train harder. So look, you want to train hard. And I detailed in my recent Instagram caption why it's important to train hard, right? When you train hard, essentially, you can do less, right? You don't need to do as much. You can cut the amount of exercises you do in half. You can cut the amount of sets you do in half. Like, you can just do less, which means you can be in the gym for a less amount of time, but still make the same amount of progress towards building your dream physique. I know what you want. You want to be jacked. You want your muscles to pop. You want to add an extra inch on your arms. You want your shoulders to be wider. You want more muscle. And the offer I'm telling you is, if you learn how to train hard, you can achieve that physique quicker, or if not quicker, at the very minimum, in the same amount of time, but by doing less. You're in the gym for less time. Like, you're literally doing less sets. Now, where the cost comes in is that when you do gym, when you are in the gym, you're training harder, right? So obviously it's a bit harder, but it's not a level of difficulty that you can't achieve. I went from doing reps that look like the type of reps you've been seeing on screen, right? Millions of reps shy from failure. Not, barely pulling ugly faces, barely busting a sweat, like not hard sets at all. To then these fucking capillary busting sets that I do nowadays. Like, you see my type of sets, and I'm not bragging, not in a dickhead type way, but you see my sets. The reps are slow, shit's fucking hard, I'm pulling ugly faces. Sometimes I'm even barking in the gym.
You see that? Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Like, I train hard, but there definitely are people that train harder than me, and I could still improve myself, but I've come a long way. Point being, one must train hard to maximize building muscle. And so in this video, I'll give you some quick tips for how you can train hard. And we'll start with the best tip of all. This is something that I always advocate. And that is to take a little rest in between your reps. In between your reps, take a little breather and then go for the next rep. Now, when you do this, you want to take the rest where there's no tension on the muscle. And this will occur where the joints are stacked on top of each other. So for something like an overhead press, that would be, right at the top. For something like a leg press, that would be when your legs are straight. For something like a squat, that would just be at the top. For something like a bicep curl, that would just be when your arm is down by your side. You wanted to almost pause there for like half a second, for half a breath, before you go for the next rep. Now, it's important that you pause where there's no tension, because obviously you don't want to pause where there is tension, because that makes it harder. Now, sometimes we do want to pause where there's tension because we purposely want to make the exercise harder, but I'm recommending this from the point of view of going for the next rep, right? You don't want to pause your reps where it's hard, because that will stop you going for the next rep. Rather, you want to pause your reps where it's easy, because that will encourage you to go for the next rep. Now, how does it encourage you to go for the next rep? Well, this is what I'll explain, right? The way it encourages you is when you take that little breather in between reps, it allows you to get your mind right, basically. For lack of a better term, like, it allows you to summon up your thoughts and prepare yourself for the next hard rep. And you see me do this all the time. In between my reps, I just take that little breather, at the top of the reps where there's no tension on the muscle and where I could basically chill all day long in that position. And I sort of just take a little breather, take a couple breaths, and then I go for the next hard one. And it's that little pause in between reps that allows me to compose myself and give the next rep my true best effort. It sort of prepares me and gets me in the right mental state needed to grind out those tough ass reps, those slow ass reps. Now, a second benefit of pausing your reps where there's no tension is it dissipates lactic acid buildup. In other words, the burning sensation. I know you've experienced it before, but when you're doing an exercise and you start getting the burning sensation, you feel like racking the weight. We all do. Like, it's a normal thing. When the muscle's burning and it feels like it's on fire, you think, oh, this is fucking tough. Like, I don't know if I can do another one. And you start getting all these thoughts that you want to rack the weight, right? So when you pause in between reps, it delays the buildup of that burning sensation. And so it doesn't give your brain the idea that you're done. Rather, it does the opposite. It tells your brain, like, hey, we're not quite done yet. We still got more to go. When your muscles are filled with that burning sensation, then it tells your brain, yo, like, this is fucking hard. Like, I don't know if we can do another one. It builds a perception of fatigue. And so we want to minimize how much fatigue we perceive, how tired we think our muscle is. We want to minimize that as much as possible. And I found that resting in between your reps allows you to do that. Now, don't take the piss with it. Don't rest too long. And this is where having a coach and sending him form feedback is very useful, because your coach can call you out and say like, hey bro, that was a good set, but you're resting too long in between reps. And you also don't want to be resting so long in between reps just to get the next rep. So let's say last week you done a set of 10. And this week you get the same 10 reps again, but you're really thirsty for that 11th rep. Like, you're dying to get that 11th rep. And so you just rest like a whole 10 seconds in between your reps. At that point, the reps aren't all equal. Your first 10 reps were good with minimal rest in between, but then your 11th rep, there was like a 30-second rest in between. Like, that doesn't count. That's not progressive overload. That's not a +1 rep. That's not an extra rep added to the logbook. Like, that doesn't count. So don't take the piss with how long you rest in between your reps. And if you're not sure whether you're doing this resting technique right, hire a coach. This is what I'm here for. This is what I make the videos for. This is what I teach all my clients. This is exactly what I call them out on and tell them, like, that was a great set, bro, but you're resting a bit too long. Let's tidy it up next week. And they make phenomenal gains. So if you're interested in coaching, hit me up on Instagram or just fill out the calendar link below. We can do some online coaching. Anyways, that's the first tip. Just rest a little bit in between reps. Second tip now is split up the rep goal into smaller targets. So let's say you're aiming for a hard set of 10. That's going to be daunting, especially if it's a hard set of 10 in which after rep number 6, it just becomes hell. Split that up into 5 sets of doubles. Split it up into 5 sets of 2. All you're doing is getting 2 reps 5 times. And that's literally exactly what I think when I do my sets. If I'm doing a set of 10, all I'm thinking is, well, what I personally like, I like 3, 3, and then 1. So what I'm thinking is just get a triple. Just do 3 reps. Then after those 3 reps, I take a little bit of a breather. Not too long. I'm not taking the piss, but just a couple, breaths. Then I get my next 3. Then a couple breaths, then my next 3. And then I think, oh shit, I've done 9 already. I might as well just add an extra 1 on, go on, why not? So then I do 1 extra rep, and just like that, I've done my hard set of 10. And what was once a daunting hard set of 10 just got broken down into 3, 3, 3, and then fuck it, just an extra 1 on the end. So that's a very sort of minute detail. Really, that's not a game changer, but that's just little advice that if you've never heard of it, it might be beneficial to you. I actually learned this while doing the leg press, while getting a spot from someone back at the gym I used to go to at uni, UFIT in Cardiff. I just told the guy, I was like, yo, I think I'm gonna go for like 9. And he said, yeah, bro, just do doubles. Just get 2 reps 5 times. And I thought, this motherfucker's smart. And then the last little advice is try stay as locked in your set as possible by minimizing your distractions. And by that, what I really mean is just stare at one spot on the wall. That's it. You see, I do this all the time. In every single set I do, I'm just staring at like one spot on the wall. It might be like a light or a pipe or just out staring out the window, or just anything. Like, just stare at one spot and don't take your eyes off it. If you watch my sets, this is literally all I do. I'm staring almost like a demon, and like my face is so ugly. I can't lie, I've got the ugliest lifting faces ever. But it's because I'm locked in. That's why. Like, I'm just in the zone, in the mode. I'm not thinking about anything else apart from getting this next rep. Which then brings up the point of, if you can talk while doing your set, it's not hard enough. I'll just tell you straight, that set is not hard enough. And likewise, if you can listen and actually hear your music, it's not hard enough. And hear actually isn't the right word, more like take in what's being said in the lyrics, then your set isn't hard enough. Anyone that's ever done a hard set with music on, you know that when the reps get tough, when the reps start counting, when you start grinding out those reps, you have no idea what the artist just said. Like, if I've just come off a hard set of RDLs and you ask me like, yo, like, what was the last couple lyrics you just said? I have no clue. I would not be able to tell you, because I was not thinking about the music at all. I wasn't paying attention here. I was just paying attention at that one spot on the mirror that I'm staring at, that one spot on the wall I'm staring at, that one random pipe that's sticking out of the wall that I'm staring at. and I just got rep after rep after rep. Simple as that. So that's been my couple tips on how to train harder. Really, the first tip is the main one. Take a little rest in between your reps. The other two are sort of just like nice little sprinkles on top, nice little additions that I like to roll with. But apart from that, you lot, let me know what you thought of this video. If you're interested in coaching and you want me to help you build your dream physique and build muscle and just basically oversee your progress and tell you like, yo, you're doing this right or you're doing this wrong, we need to change this or change that, hit me up on Instagram, links down below. And with that, I shall catch you in the next video. Like I always say, if I'm on your screen right now, then I've kept your interest somehow. Catch you in the next one in a bit.